So it's been a while since I put out a video, so just talking fast here. I've been up since 4 a.m. yesterday, and it is 2 p.m. today. We finally got to do a long distance haul with the EcoDiesel. Now, the EcoDiesel in question has our tuning on it, okay, and that is 281 horse and 510 foot-pounds of torque. We hauled a car trailer with a car on it, 6,500 pounds from Amarillo, Texas to central Wisconsin. The whole trip took 18 hours. We averaged roughly 13 miles per gallon. We did 75, 80 miles an hour. It was also, by the time you hit Kansas, it had already get to zero. And it was negative from there all the way to Wisconsin. It's -2 here in Wisconsin right now. That's why this old beat up jacket is out. It was -8 when I got here this morning. So big combination of winter diesel and extremely cold weather does not help fuel mileage at all. I expect that we lost anywhere from 3 to 4 miles per gallon, possibly more. Combination of all of them put together. Obviously towing at 65, 70 would have netted a little bit better, but the EGTs, the final average over the 18 hours was 850 degrees. At one point, the highest peak was 1,580 degrees, which was a momentary blip when we went to go past someone. Never on a hill did it get that high. Never on long grades did it get that high. So the EGTs are great. The truck has power. The truck responds great. We're able to drive decently fast with the truck. We can haul 75, 80 miles an hour. Not a big deal. We hauled heavier. Now we're gonna do another one of these with a big ass a big enclosed trailer as well, because of the amount of drag on the enclosed, and we're gonna do some testing with that as well. With that being said, overall, for a half ton, it completely blew the Hemi out of the water. And I'll tell you that I had a 19 Hemi, 392 gears, and this completely massacred that Hemi when it came to towing. So I'm pleased to say that the EcoDiesel did really well. Now, I haven't done it with a stock one. I would imagine, based on the power difference, that I would be very annoyed by a stock EcoDiesel towing. There wouldn't be any power. It would kind of pull like crap, but you know what? You still don't notice the trailer behind you. Now, I have airbags in the truck that are aired up slightly to take the sag out of the truck, because there is sag in the truck from the trailer. The trailer I'm hauling is a 16-foot plus 2-foot Dove with rear offset axles, which forces basically a majority of the weight onto the pickup truck. I actually have to put the load closer to the axles, because of the amount of weight that it is actually putting on the tongue of the vehicle. Because you obviously want some weight on the axles, you need to keep the tires on the ground so they wear evenly, blah, 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 all of that stuff. So overall, it did really well. The tuning did absolutely amazing. We are still putting out new revisions every couple days, new file. And the reason we are doing that is because, we have our main tuning done, which is like, hey, this is good, this is quality, it made power, it gets good gas mileage. But then from there, we do other things. We mess around with pilot injection, mess around with post injection, mess around with the main, tweak it here, tweak it there, try to make it less noisy, try to do this, try to do that, adjust cold starts. So there's all kinds of stuff that we play around with, and we create new revisions. So every week there's at least 1 to 2 new files that come out. And with that being said, when a customer buys tuning from us, as long as they pay for the shipping both directions, we will send them at their request a computer with their VIN and everything on it, tire size, with the newest revision or changes specifically for their truck. And we'll send them a package we'll send them the computer, and they'll send us their computer back once they get the new one with revision on it. Yeah, it's a couple-day process, unfortunately, but it is the most reliable process. There's too many issues with handhelds and Chinese parts and things like that. This is the most reliable way to do the tuning at this point. So that's the way we're gonna We're going to continue to do it at this point right now to make sure that we don't have any customers at all that are stranded or their trucks don't work or whatever else. So yeah, so overall, very happy with the way it towed, very happy with the power. The fuel mileage, I wasn't happy about, but with that being said, once I realized, hey, we're using crappy winter diesel. I mean, winter diesel is 1-2 miles per gallon there, sometimes more. We're talking negative temperatures. I mean, hold on, let's see if you can see this. There's my radio right there. It's -2 out, which obviously isn't really that crazy. It gets a hell of a lot colder than that here in Wisconsin. It was -30 the other day or something like that. So you burn up a lot of fuel there. I leave my truck idling a lot here because of how fast diesels cool off. So there's that, things like that. So overall, 12 to 13 miles per gallon probably was pretty good for doing 75 to 80 across country, especially starting. Hopefully I didn't mess up. Especially starting at an elevation of 4,000 feet and then ending here at elevation 800 feet. You'd think that it's downhill, and it's really not. It's downhill, back up a hill, downhill, back up a hill, and it's like that from Amarillo through Oklahoma City, and then through Oklahoma City all the way up to Minneapolis, and from Minneapolis over to here. Long, steep mountain grades, no. With that being said, we're working with somebody who's been very helpful as a helping make sure that ideas are good, ideas are what people want to see. We're going to help out the community. Glenn Pearson is going to be testing out our towing with mountain steep grades so that he can check it and see for himself what he thinks based on pulling a trailer through steep grades, which again is just going to turn around and help the community. If for some reason he happens to find, like, damn, you know, hey, the EGTs are like 30 degrees, 50 degrees higher than what we would like them to be, well, then we're going to figure out how to drop them that 30 to 50 degrees because we want these trucks to last forever. I beat the no, I shouldn't say that because there's other people who beat their vehicles. I am not friendly to my EcoDiesel. I'm not doing burnouts with it, but you know, light's about to turn red, foot to the floor, 2-3 gears, smoke the intersection, fly through it. Heavy on the accelerator, heavy on the brakes. I am beating on this vehicle because I want to make sure that no customer ever has to worry about their vehicle having a problem related specifically to tuning that they received from us. So, I mean, at this point, I guess the video is just rambling on and on and on. So I guess I'll just like to tell everybody, you know, have a good day. If anybody has some questions about the EcoDiesel and the tuning, please let me know. Otherwise, we are looking for shops and other places to become vendors for the tuning as well. So if you brick and mortar building or you're very influential in certain industries, things like that, get a hold of me. We would like to set up some sort of a vendorship. We'd like to make it so that people can help spread the word and get a better quality product out to everyone out there. With that being said, our next step is we're going to be doing some water meth experiments. There might be some nitrous stuff that we're doing. We're going to be experimenting with a lot of different options to gain power without changing the turbo out before we go to the next option, which is changing the turbo out. And we have some really good surprises when it's going to come to the turbo. So those of you who want more power and you're thinking about trading in for the Cummins, just hold off for a little bit. Give us a few months to get things going, or if you're interested in having a vehicle that's part of the test fleet and you want to get a pretty heavily discounted rate on being one of the test vehicles for the turbo stuff that we're doing, please let me know because we have a lot of amazing ideas that we want to get on some trucks now and get them out there that are really going to do big things. We want to make sure that the EcoDiesel community isn't just some economical half-ton that people just assume it's a truck that a guy bought because he couldn't afford a Cummins, but he wanted a diesel. And it's not like that. We want there to be aftermarket injectors. We want there to be aftermarket injector tips, bigger fuel pumps. We want all of that. And by making this massive push in performance, we are going to force a lot of other performance companies and parts companies to rethink their view on the EcoDiesel. And I think there's a lot to be had, and there's definitely a lot of good things that are going to be coming for the EcoDiesel world because of a lot of this stuff. Just our tuning alone is going to help change the framework of what we see when we think of the EcoDiesel trucks. And where everyone else was just keeping things how they were, not being innovative, things like that, we are going to do everything we can to make sure that the EcoDiesel is supported, even supported 10% as much as the Cummins, and we could create an entirely new world for people out there who absolutely love their EcoDiesel and don't want to spend the money on a Cummins and don't want to drive a Hemi. So again, ideas, message me. Questions, message me. You want to purchase tuning, message me. You want to be a vendor, message me. If you just want to talk about some of the statistics on the truck, you know, what we're finding, what we're doing, blah, 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 just message me, and I would be very happy to help.